What is going on, Trash Talkers? We are back with another episode for you. In today's video, we're going to give you our draft profile and analysis for Clemson wide receiver Justyn Ross. All that and much more coming your way right now! All right, before we get into today's video, be sure to hit that subscribe button and like the video as it will help us out tremendously. So sit back, relax, and enjoy today's video. All right, Nick, with the draft just merely days away, we have another draft profile to get to. Today talking about Clemson wide receiver Justyn Ross. Ross is one of those guys who came on strong, so strong early, leading the nation in multiple statistical categories as a true freshman. Justyn Ross was a big-time wide receiver for the Clemson Tigers, specifically when Trevor Lawrence was under center. When you're taking a look at Justyn Ross's career, it had a bit of a turbulent ride, though. He struggled a little bit in his sophomore year. His true junior year, he had a spinal injury that kept him out the entire season. He came back in 2021, showed more athleticism, showed the ability to get a little more separation than he had previously, but he did end the season with yet another injury, this time with a foot injury, kept him out the end of the season. So definitely something to watch, especially with his size. So when you take a look at Justyn Ross, he stands at 6'4", he's 205 pounds. PFF has him ranked as the number 10 wide receiver in this very deep wide receiver class. When you take a look at his pro comp, Nick, I think of him as T. Higgins. I know you don't necessarily agree with that, but he just reminds me so much, and both of them going to Clemson, both of them doing the same things on the football field, it just seemed so fitting. When you take a look at his career stats, he played 3 years, he missed a year again with that spinal injury, 38 total games, 158 receptions, 2,379 yards, and 20 touchdowns. This guy is a go-up-and-get-it type of guy. And Nick, why don't you tell us a little bit about the strengths and weaknesses that Justyn Ross brings to the table?
Well, at 6'4", this guy has excellent size, and he's got an incredible catch radius. That is perfect to go up and grab 50-50 balls. Justyn Ross is not a 4'4", 40 guy who's going to absolutely torch a secondary, but he has that ability to go up and grab a ball and outbox the defender to secure the catch. He can also stop on a dime and really snap off into his breaks. His route running precision is really what separates him from the rest of the crowd. That's what's going to really help him out at the next level. But he does have some weaknesses that can definitely be worked out and will have to be worked out if he's going to be a starter at the next level. We look at the repetitive motion in his stutter step on release. This guy tends to repeat his motion on release, trying to get around the defender, but in reality, he's really just wasting his motion and causing the play to develop even longer, which gives more time to the defense to close in on the quarterback. And then he also struggles to gain separation against good man coverage, which is going to be something that he's going to have to work on because there is a lot of man coverage in today's NFL. And when you're going up against a guy like Tre'Davious White or Jalen Ramsey or Xavier Howard, these guys are going to lock you down, and he's going to have to figure out a way to get past them. His size can't do it alone.
When you're taking a look at some of the teams that might be interested in Justyn Ross, we're going to start off in round 2 because he's, in my opinion, he should be a first rounder, but most people don't think like me. And honestly, I tend to agree with him just a little bit because of the injury history. I'm going to start off with the Jacksonville Jaguars. We have seen teams go and get former wide receivers to pair with their new franchise quarterbacks, and I think the Jaguars, with Trevor Lawrence, need to go get his favorite target in Justyn Ross. If they can pair the two of these together, I know it might be a little high for some people, but the Jaguars getting Justyn Ross at the first pick of the second round, you get Trevor Lawrence, his guy, and now you have very viable weapons to compete in the AFC South.
Another team we should take a look at is the Houston Texans, just securing Brandon Cooks to a 2-year extension. They need to get a guy that can go opposite him, and ever since Will Fuller has left this team, they've been missing that tall, lean body that can go deep downfield. Justyn Ross can be that for Davis Mills. They've got to get an extra weapon, and Justyn Ross can definitely be a great guy to add to this roster.
Another team that could utilize the services of Justyn Ross would be the Chicago Bears. The Bears desperately need a wide receiver, and right now, Justin Fields is basically throwing to the ground because there's nobody out there. Justyn Ross could provide them an uplift that they need on the offensive side of the football. Giving him a guy like Justyn Ross, a big bodied target, would essentially remove any questions you have about his accuracy. Again, because of the excellent size and catch radius, this guy's going to go up and catch any ball. You're going to see a little bit of Russell Wilson, DK Metcalf style. I fully expect Justyn Ross to be that type of security blanket for the Chicago Bears.
And then lastly, let's take a look at the Cleveland Browns. It seems like they have a type of receiver. Amari Cooper, tall receiver. Donovan Peoples-Jones, even taller. Why not add Justyn Ross with his size and ability, with Deshaun Watson loving a taller receiver like Will Fuller? Put this guy on the Cleveland Browns and magic will happen. This is going to be a very fierce team if Justyn Ross makes his way to Cleveland, and I think that he would be a great addition to help this team go a long way.
At the end of the day, Justyn Ross is one of those guys that, if he's healthy, can be a dynamic football player and playmaker for your NFL team, but he has to stay on the football field and he has to be able to prove that he can continue to do so. But I want to hear from you guys. Let us know in the comments down below what you think of Justyn Ross, and let us know where you'd like to see him get drafted. All right, well, that's going to be all for now. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell. We go live every single day. That'll be all. Peace and love.